hiding in the decaying bones of this industrial behemoth was a sight I've not seen before and not seen since in any abandoned building. Now, a little bit about this industrial giant. It goes way back to 1899. Now, Castrol GTX, if you're a person of a certain age, you'll remember the adverts in the 80s, Castrol GTX for engine performance. Now, Burmah Oil actually started in 1886, founded in Glasgow. They exploited the oil fields of Burma. 1899, the Wakefield Oil Company started adding vegetable castor oil to their lubricants. It improved engine performance, and therefore they changed their name to Castrol. Now, in 1966, Burmah Oil actually bought Castrol, so it became Burmah Castrol Oil. They had major shares in BP, British Petroleum, at the time. Now, in the 70s, the company ran into financial difficulty and had to be bailed out by the Bank of England. The Bank of England actually bought Burma's BP shares. This only kept them going for so long, and in the year 2000, British Petroleum BP actually bought out Burmah. So Burmah is actually no longer a company. And the funny thing is, there was a major stakeholder in BP, and BP actually ended up buying them out. So for decades, this enormous industrial site employed people in the Ellesmere Port area. And 9 years ago, I managed to get inside to photograph it. Now, a lot of the place was nothing like I expected. I expected a small industrial scale site. What we found as we went from room to room and building to building was something that far exceeded anything I expected, with many surprises along the way. So this week, you're not just seeing an abandoned building, you're going to experience the industrial giant that was Burmah Oil and the scale of its operations. So walking out of one building, across a walkway, into another building, which looked just like a shed until you read the sign on the door, which said canteen. Now, it didn't look like a canteen from the outside, but when you walk through these doors and this big foyer, this sign saying Castrol Burmah employees only, no contractors, no drivers, etc. So, and you walked into this vast buildings. It was a little bit hard to imagine at first, but when you look at the photographs and you just see the different angles, you can just imagine them all sat there, loads and loads of workers bustling on a dinner time. All right, Dave, what you got for your dinner today, mate? Tuna again, pal. What have you got? Wife's made me some egg mayonnaise. You know, just that normal work life that we were all used to when it was just industrial, when it was just industry. Now, the offices were interesting in themselves just because of the amount of decay in there, the broken windows, the ivy, These must have been either big office floors or like conference rooms, but the ivy's just crept across the floors and it's just taking over slowly. So there's trees growing up out of the ground. This chair just sat here in the corner. You can hear and see the trucks of the other refineries just going past. Just the silence, but then this slow rumble. It's almost apocalyptic when you look out the windows. You see these other refineries working, and it is really apocalyptic. It's such one of my favourite places. Absolutely loved it. Now this building was a science block, and above the door there's this mural that looks like a pterodactyl holding a test tube. Really interesting, almost Egyptian, almost symbolic, the symbols that they'd used. And when you go inside, you can see it's sciencey. So I imagine there were people working in here, working on formulas maybe. The books that were still open had formulas in them. So a lot of work were going on at this place. So we've now got to the part that surprised me about this place. I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, I've never seen it before in any industrial site that I've been to. Burmah Oil had its own telephone exchange, a huge network. So the public network couldn't deal with the amount of calls and the internal communications that had to be dealt with at a site this big. So this managed heavy communication across a vast refinery site, connected sprawling processing units, shipping offices, laboratories and admin buildings. It joined hundreds of desk extensions across a large complex without tying up external public lines. So things have to be plugged in, external dialing codes for different buildings. So all these wires, this big room full of wires, and the communications needed to just work this telephone exchange. I mean, the site in itself must have taken some real running. So the scale of this place, I mean, these photographs were some of my favourite photographs, just because I wasn't expecting the telephone exchange. Wasn't expecting to see these machines, these wires. Looking through my archive, I did actually find a short film that I made of this place 9 years ago. Now looking back at it, I really like it. There's some things that I would do different now, but I'm just going to put that at the end of this video so you can watch it. It's 4 minutes long. It just gives a nice, sad, melancholy feel to the place, and I really liked it when I was making it. But as usual, thank you so much for coming along. Tune in for another one next Sunday. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.